American Horror Story Apocalypse has concluded. Now, before I begin with the review, I just want to thank all of you who stuck around every week to watch my reviews and theory videos, and at the end of this video, I'll talk to you about where the channel is going now that I won't be reviewing American Horror Story every week. But without further ado, let's begin with the review. Holy shit, you guys. All I could ask for in a finale is one that seems like they knew the end all along. And this finale did that. I hate it when stories scramble towards the end to find a conclusion, and you end up questioning if they had any endgame at all. I was a little worried this might be the case with this season, but thank God, Apocalypse seemed to know its ending from day one. I have yet to look through what the fans are thinking, because I just want my opinion to speak for itself, and honestly, I'm shook. Like, literally, I was shaking throughout the entire finale. I rarely use that word, shook, but this is the case where I use that word. The only critique I have is with the last scene. I personally think they should have ended it with the child in the rocking chair like season 1, and not have Anton LaVey and Ms. Mead and whoever Naomi Grossman is playing showing up at the door. I didn't hate that they did that, but I think it would have been a smudge more effective without it. But that's literally my biggest critique of it. I like the repetition of one of Constance's children being run over outside of the murder house, but I halfway would have liked a more witchy face-off between Michael and Mallory, but I didn't hate it. And god damn it, Jessica Lange. She stole this episode from anyone else. Her acting in that scene was phenomenal. We know she's a talented actress, but dare I say this was one of her best acting she's shown in this series. I know there's a ton of stunning performances, but this scene was so raw and emotional and extremely effective for me. I feel like it can rank within the top 5 Jessica Lange performances of the series. Angela Bassett finally returned to American Horror Story as Marie Laveau, and although she wasn't there for long, it was nice to see the real voodoo queen having peace with the witches and fighting together for the greater good. The scene where Marie kills Dinah was crazy and I loved it. Venable and Myrtle's scene was so good, I could watch Frances Conroy as Myrtle Snow all day for the rest of my life. That character is so well written and so well acted, and it's a blessing that we got 2 seasons with her, and also a shame that we may never see her again. I let out the most dramatic soap opera gasp when Madison's head exploded, and her arc this season may be one of the most tragic. She was brought back to life by the Antichrist and learned from her mistakes in her past lives. She was kind, and she never showed any allegiance to anybody but the Coven. Madison was a bitch in season 3, now she's here to make it right. But she wasn't just a bitch for the sake of being a bitch. She had terrible things happen to her, and to see her grow from them and not succumb to her negative side this season was one of the many gems that Apocalypse offered. And it kinda sucks that none of her Coven sisters will remember her as Madison 3.0. Let's talk about Timothy and Emily. The most boring characters of the season turned out to be the endgame. I would eventually like some further explanation as to how Timmy and Emily had the ability to produce another Antichrist, because as far as we know, I thought the only way to create an Antichrist was to have a child with the parents of a spirit and a mortal. But obviously the reason they were the only 2 people in the outpost without an identity spell and without a ticket was because of their 23andMe test results revealing to the cooperative that they have some genetic property that allows them to produce another Satan spawn. They were the cooperative's plan B. And this makes me think that no matter what anyone does, the apocalypse is inevitable. Even if the witches stop Timothy and Emily's child, why wouldn't Satan have a plan C, D, E, F, and so on? But I really liked this whole Timothy and Emily reveal. I was worried that this huge question that they posed in episode 1 would just not be answered, and as far as I know, I don't think anyone predicted something like this until the last few weeks. I like that Misty was brought back and she had a happy ending, unlike the tragic ending that many theorized and feared. When Myrtle went to Venable and the Bullcuts offices, she saw the list of names that would be in Outpost 3. Dinah Stevens was at the top of the list, so why did it take Madison seeing Dinah's ad on the side of the bus for the witches to know that she made a deal? Myrtle could have at least taken a list of everyone in the outpost to Cordelia just to be safe. Maybe they could have even learned something about Timothy and Emily. But whatever, I'm sure Miss Myrtle Snow was on a time crunch and had no reason to even read the names on the list. The scene in the outpost when Madison, Marie, and Cordelia all die was very intense, and it was very unsettling to see all of these iconic characters just being picked off one by one. And for a second there, I thought perhaps they were going to have Michael win the whole battle. But once Cordelia died, Mallory became powerful enough. So I guess she is the Supreme, but I still like the theory that she was the Christ figure to Michael's Antichrist. And with the imagery and the advanced nature of her magic, I thought for sure that's what they were going for with Mallory. I think time travel is an overused plot device, however, with the way they utilized it here, it was well done. I think going back to when Michael was at his lowest point and his most vulnerable was nice, and without it, we wouldn't have gotten that amazing Constance scene and that amazing parallel to season 1. I loved how it mirrored Constance desperately trying to get Addie to the murder house, but now Michael is begging Constance to take him to the murder house, and she refuses. The pose of Michael on the street is the exact pose as Addie's in season 1, and I think that was very well done. Honestly, I feel resolved. I feel like all of the important questions were answered, and this season feels like it came full circle. I love this episode, and I love this season. I give this episode 10 Michael Langdons out of 10. If you want a little recap on how I've rated each episode, let me tell you. Episode 1, I rated 7 out of 10. Episode 2, I rated 8.5 out of 10. Episode 3, I rated 9 out of 10. Episode 4, I rated 9.5 out of 10. Episode 5, I rated 8.5 out of 10. Episode 6, I rated 10 out of 10. Episode 7, I rated 10 out of 10. Episode 8, I rated 5 out of 10. Episode 9, I rated 10 out of 10. And episode 10, I rated 10 out of 10. So, this season averaged 8.75 Michael Langdons out of 10, but let's round that up. I give the whole season of American Horror Story Apocalypse 9 Michael Langdons out of 10. Now I'd like to take a moment to thank my patrons, Issa Fashion Killa, Kinky Kitty, Jessie Real, Keiki Art, Liz Dunham, and Justin Quaranta. Make sure you visit patreon.com/RyanMurphyverse if you want early access to videos, exclusive videos, among other rewards. Now, a few of you may want to know what I plan on doing with this channel if I'm not reviewing American Horror Story episodes every week, so let me tell you. I have a lot of videos planned, and I plan on continuing with this weekly schedule. I think I may upload on Fridays instead of Thursdays, though, but we'll see. My next video, unless I decide to switch it around, will be how every Ryan Murphy show is connected. I searched Reddit and my own mind until there was absolutely nothing left, and I found a collection of connections that cement every Ryan Murphy show into the same universe. And I can't wait for you guys to see that one. I will continue doing theory videos and videos about his other shows like Feud, American Crime Story, and Scream Queens, just like the ones I've already uploaded, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss these videos. Also leave this video a like if you liked it, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the finale, and let me know what theme you would like for season 9 or 10, and thank you so much for watching.